This segment brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. Well, I should start another segment with a song that has nothing to do with what we're going to talk about.
So what else is new?
I don't know. Oh my. Okay, anyway. You know, there are a lot of interesting people and places in Kansas, and that's why we do this show. And there are a lot of people that have no idea that there are a lot of manufacturers in this state.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, remember, of course, in Kansas, I don't know if it's really unique, but Fuller Brush Man. Did you ever see the Fuller Brush Man in North Carolina? Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, you know, they're made in Kansas.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. And we'll do a story on that, too. And, you know, there are lawnmower manufacturers here, Grasshopper lawnmowers. They're made here.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Big Dog lawnmowers, motorcycles, made here. See?
You're killing me, Frank. I really didn't know that.
Yeah. No, and so anyway, there's a lot of innovation in the state.
Yes.
You know, sometimes, people may join the service or they had to go fight in a war or whatever, but when they come back, they have some ideas and they were able to develop it. And the next story is going to be about someone that came back to the state of Kansas and wanted more healthful food. And so that's what the story is about. It's called New Life, and there's a New Life market. And so let's take a look at the story. Here's a story by Ron Wilson, director of the Huck Boyd National Institute for Rural Development at Kansas State University. Food is necessary for life, but for those with food allergies, the right kind of food is vital. When someone with gluten intolerance or another food allergy finds a tasty food which is healthy for them, it can be like a new lease on life. Today we'll meet a Kansas entrepreneur whose company is helping supply those needs with a farm-to-family food safety program. Earl Roemer is founder and president of New Life Market in Scott City. New Life Market Business Development Manager Rachel Kladsky shared his story. Earl's family has farmed in the high plains of Kansas for 4 generations. As do many western Kansas farmers, his family grew grain sorghum, also called milo, as a feed grain crop for livestock. Earl became intrigued by grain sorghum's potential as a human food source. Earl is a scientist by training and a farmer by background, Rachel said. He started researching the potential use of grain sorghum as a human food crop. According to one account, the early grain sorghum products tasted like cardboard and the texture was like sand. Now they're much improved. K-State food science professor helped with research which significantly improved the quality and appeal of the product. K-State researchers even developed an award-winning recipe based on sorghum flour. In 2007, Earl founded his own business to produce and market sorghum-based products and sell sorghum ingredients to other food companies. The company was named New Life Market. Facilities were built in Scott City to accommodate the careful processing which allergen-free products require. With the increased interest in gluten-free products such as sorghum flour, the demand for New Life Market products has grown significantly, as has the company's workforce. For example, Rachel studied bakery science at K-State, which was a product developer for Post cereals in Michigan before coming back to Kansas. She is now business development manager for New Life Market, and her husband Ryan is a cultural anthropologist who has taught at K-State. Sorghum is an ancient grain. Traces of it have been found from 8,000 years ago in Egypt. In recent years, it's been grown in the U.S. as a water-conserving alternative to corn. Kansas is dominant in sorghum production. An estimated 52% of U.S. sorghum production comes from Kansas alone. The gluten-free and other properties of sorghum flour, such as non-GMO status, now make it especially popular as a human food ingredient. Some sorghum varieties are even higher in antioxidants than blueberries, Rachel said. The New Life Market Processing Facility was carefully designed and constructed in Scott City. No allergen-containing grain comes into the facility. The facility is dairy, peanut, and soy-free. As mentioned, New Life Market implemented a farm-to-family food safety program. This includes strict selection of fields, careful cleaning of equipment to prevent cross-contamination, processing in its dedicated facility, certification of the Gluten-Free Certification Organization, and accredited third-party testing of the finished products. The flours are milled into a silky fine particle size, which is ideal for gluten-free baking. Packaging is designed to extend the product's shelf life. Demand for our products is growing very fast, Rachel said. Sorghum can be found in more than 1,000 products, such as gluten-free baked goods, cereal bars, and snacks, and represented by some 80 brands. New Life Market is shipping its products coast to coast and beyond. Since productions of the grain uses less water, we're helping the environment and helping people's lives, Rachel said. That's an impressive contribution by this company, created by a family which still farms at the nearby rural community of Healy. Population, 387 people. Fort Wallace stood on the frontier in the midst of the Plains Indians Wars on a major stage route and rail line. Beside the 1865 stagecoach station, a modern museum with thousands of artifacts tell that story, like the fossil of a 40-foot plesiosaur is suspended from the ceiling. Located on Highway 40 midway between Hayes and Colorado Springs, the Fort Wallace Museum is as welcome a sight today as the fort itself in the 1860s. Discover the fighting sport in the West.